Nathan Hindmarsh is one of the NRL's gargantuans. The workaholic back rower is one of the first players chosen when rep footy comes around each year, and in an ominous warning for opposition teams in 2008, Hindmarsh reckons he's had his best off-season for many years.
It's all right, I suppose, having to turn up every day. Probably could have done with a few more weeks off, but no, it's good to get things done and do what we wanted to do with our pre-season plan, so it's all going well.
As a senior player that's been at the club a number of years, just take us through the differences in this off-season overall, not just you personally, but strategies by the coaching staff and so on that may differ from previous years?
Probably the way we go about things. We're not training overly hard. The training's always fun. It's none of the traditional, bash ups and the 200s and the 100 sprints and all that type of stuff. So we're playing a lot of games and taking things a bit easier, a bit more relaxed than what we've done in previous years.
That appears to be the status quo across all clubs, to be honest.
Yeah, I think just head trainers are coming up with new ideas. Hagues and Dave Fairley, they went to the States and looked at a few things what the NFL sides are doing. So, things are starting to change a bit.
This time last year I spoke to Michael Hagan, who had just arrived at the club, and he said he was keen to see you adopt more of a running game and not see you in the defensive line as much as you were, which you're obviously famous for. Did it work out that way, and how much more will your game go that way in 2008?
It started off pretty good. It started last season. Then I got into a bit of an old habit and enjoyed the defensive side of things. But no, this year we're really trying to stay on an edge and improve my running game where it used to be.
You're certainly very dangerous with the football in your hands.
Used to be, mate. No, I've been working on speed with our speed coach Hayden Knowles, so hopefully everything will fall into place and I might break the line more than once this year.
At this stage of the pre-season, have you sat down as a group and talked realistic goals for 2008? No,
not as yet, mate. No, I think once it comes up to the start of the season, we'll sit down and assess where we are and what goals we want to achieve during the year.
And you'll be available for all rep footy that comes along and so forth?
Definitely, mate. Yes, I'll be available for all rep football. Yes, mate, no worries.
Thanks for your time.
No problem.
When we return, I'll speak with boom youngster Jared Hayne.
Normally I feel good and I'm ready to rumble sort of thing, but you get the times where you feel a bit flat and that sort of worry me a bit.
We catch up with Eric Groth.
All the bush oysters started coming up. Sounds disgusting, but yeah, it was pretty hectic there for a couple of weeks.
And head coach Michael Hagan explains why the Eels will be a force in this year's NRL Premiership.
I think it's probably time to apply a bit more pressure to players.
You're watching Rugby League Summertime, proudly supported by Warrenora Plumbing Services.